Takeoff from Apparation, and this podcast is intended for Kevin Scott and his CTO team at PGA of America. Kevin, we have our meeting scheduled for Tuesday. I know we've got a relatively brief time together, and I wanted to at least give you a chance to have a little prep material on top of what we've previously sent. Our team has spent, first off, we appreciate the opportunity to get together with you, and we spent a bunch of time just thinking about how best to put our foot forward here on some things that we think we could do to provide value for you and your team. And we've lined up 3 collaboration opportunities. The one I know you want to talk the most about is Cloud Clubhouse, and as a supplement to your MyPGA activities. Also want to just begin to put some ideas forward on the IGDB Federation and on IT matters. I'll try to keep this brief, but there is a fair amount of material here, so take a few minutes to get through this. First off, let's talk about MyPGA and a concept we're going to introduce here we call PGA scorecards. Hopefully you're going to like it. These are some things you could do using Cloud Clubhouse. And let me start with a possible press release that we've put together here for a fictional service called PGA Scorecards. But PGA Scorecards is something that in a relatively short period of time we could put into the marketplace if it interested you. It's basically a free electronic scorecard for golfers that can be used on any golf course. It could be used as an onboarding platform for your MyPGA app. This is a way to get people interested and engaged without requiring them to sign up, provide personally identifiable information, etc. And we've got a QR code here which you could use to access the PGA Scorecards app. I will preface this by saying this isn't production ready. It's not that far away, but it would definitely take some time for us to work together to make it production ready. But it's close enough that we don't feel embarrassed to put this in front of you and let you experiment with it a bit. But we talk more detail about it when we get together on Tuesday. And I'll let you just pause the video and absorb the potential press release. If you use that QR code, here's what happens. Up pops an app called PGA Scorecards, a browser-based app. You'll notice we have an old version of your logo there. That's a good example of something that would need to be cleaned up to get this production ready, but that obviously wouldn't take much time. If you say let's go, you get a list of courses. This happens to be the list of courses nearest to my home where I put together this sample. If your phone has location services on, we'll find the nearby courses. Then once you've used the scorecard, we can tailor the search by recents or favorites. If you select a course, it'll let you move on to the next step. And now we're going to open up a scorecard, and we give billing to the local PGA section, in this case the Minnesota section PGA. And we also start to show some of the branding of the golf course itself. In this case, it's Interlochen Country Club. Looks like we have a little work to do maybe to clean up that Interlochen logo. But anyway, we're now heading down the path. And if the golfer says next, now the golfer gets to decide what nines they're going to play at Interlochen and who's playing. So you can fill out your foursome, enter names, enter what tees people are playing from, and enter handicaps. And in fact, this doesn't have to be a foursome. This could be an eightsome, a 12some, could be a full 144 person shotgun if you wanted it to be. But most people would use the scorecard for a small playing group. Once you have people entered, in this case I took what was a starter set of 2 players and I've filled out a 4-player group, and now we move on into the scoring itself. You can see we've got a nice clean looking scorecard. You start to tap in the scores and move from hole to hole. Here I've added, here I show what the scorecard would look like after 3 holes have been scored, the summary scorecard. And I think you'll find it's really quite intuitive and easy to use. Now, the scoring features are pretty sophisticated, even though they're easy to use. It takes just a few taps to score, and then you go on to the next hole. But if you want more sophisticated features, they're there. So you can just tap on a box to enter a score, and it'll default to the score we think Fred or Wilma or Barney or Betty are going to shoot based on their handicap. and based on the handicap index on this hole. After entering a score, another tap will go to a statistics page if somebody wants to maintain stats on number of putts or fairways hit, those kinds of things. We've got this kind of innovative locking feature where if you don't want to record any butt scores, or if you want to have a little audit trail of any changes made after the scores have been initially entered, we can lock that down. If pro tips exist, you can access them here. If you can check the status of all holes anytime, you can sync scores to the cloud so that they can be shared with other players. You can see hole details for all the tee sets being used by players in your group. And then at the bottom, we've got some other options that we'll demonstrate here. And I realize one kind of nice feature I forgot is we do have hole names. So if a golf course does add some personality to their course by having each hole have a unique name, we display that as well. Now, if somebody goes to the more page, here are some options that they have. Again, we can manage any size game here, so you can add and edit the player list, and then you can share the scorecard. So if I've set up a game on the scorecard, I can share it with others who are playing to allow them to also participate as scorekeepers, or I can just share it with people who are going to show up and spectate. Could even be a parent who's trying to watch and follow a game that's being played by some children, or could just be somebody who's part of the normal playing group who got stuck at work today and couldn't make it out but wanted to follow the action of the crowd. And then there is also a very sophisticated side game set of features that allows a group of golfers to set up Stableford's, Nassau, Skins games, you name it. There's a whole variety of both individual and team games that can be set up and tracked using the scorecard. There also is a pretty important feature for the golf course operator, where the golf course operator can manage promotional messages that are displayed to golfers as they proceed through their scorecard. So, and this is just a little snippet of an admin dashboard that can be managed by the golf course operators or the PGA pros at the golf course, where they can insert messages. And then, as in this case, as I'm proceeding, there's a message supposed to go before hole 2. So here I am on hole 1. I put in my scores, and before I get to hole 2, it displays the message: "Thanks for coming out to play today," etc. This is not. We're working on beautifying this. We've got all the plumbing working now, and now we're working on some features that will make this much more attractive display. And we can put a different message between any two holes, and these messages are course specific. So if I'm playing Royal Golf Club, I get the Royal Golf Club messages. If I'm playing Troy Byrne, I get the Troy Byrne messages, etc. Again, all controllable from an admin dashboard that the golf course operator can manage. And the facility admin dashboard has many other uses as well. It allows the golf course operator to maintain basic facility and course profiles, hole-by-hole scorecard data, coupon programs, rate cards, all the other features of Cloud Clubhouse. I'm not going to drain this slide, but here's a list of what we think were first to market features in our scorecard. You can pause and read these, and if you want, we can talk about any of these when we get together. Now, when golfers who have tried the scorecard app are done with their round or otherwise ready to leave the app, we can offer them one or more calls to action. An example would be the opportunity to join a PGA golfer network. So I can use this app every time I play and store my rounds and my statistics and my list of playing partners, etc. Maybe there's an option to book my next tee time. Maybe there's an option to join a membership program offered by the golf course. You name it. Wherever you want to bring the golfer at the end of the round, you can. And this would be the way to get them to sign up as a registered user to come back every time they play to use the app. And also to monetize it by maybe charging some sort of a membership fee for using the more sophisticated features. Here's the list of Cloud Clubhouse features. Again, I'm not going to drain this, but we can dive deep on any of these when we get together. The ones highlighted in blue here, we've kind of already shown you as part of this demo. This Club Cash feature in yellow is one we haven't developed yet, so that's a future. Everything else on this page is already developed and available. What are the economics of Cloud Clubhouse? They vary widely, but we think a reasonable stake in the ground would be to say if you wanted to have a regional pilot and have that implemented and supported over the course of this coming golf season, we're probably talking somewhere in the range of $5,000 a month. If you want to do a national rollout, we're probably talking more like $15,000 a month. So somewhere in that range, we think is a reasonable guesstimate of what our support would cost for rolling out this product within the context of the PGA. And then there's lots of ways you could recover those fees through charges to golf courses and or to golfers. Lots of options. So we could discuss. We just wanted to put a stake in the ground and kind of a ballpark expectation in terms of how the economics for this product might work. Okay, let's just spend a few minutes on these other two opportunities. The IGDB Federation. Dave Cabrera and his team have a sample of IGDB data that they're reviewing. Dave has forwarded a draft IGDB contract to the PGA legal team for review, and IGDB facility IDs have already been mapped to PGA directory facility IDs. So the minute we turn on an IGDB subscription for you, you could be using this data to update your internal directory and improve the data hygiene. And hopefully we'll formalize that IGDB license agreement soon and get that data flowing. Now, we're already moving on what we call the next stage of value creation for the IGDB, something called the IGDB Federation. There is a podcast you can watch on this if you haven't already. It's referenced on our website, but I've provided the link here. And boy, with the nationwide army that the PGA of America represents, you really could play a unique role in the federation and in the maintenance and enhancement of a really high quality golf course and facility directory. Would love to kind of get down in the weeds of that discussion with you sometime. And the IGDB assets could become one more reason for a golf club owner to employ a PGA pro. Let's talk IT Matters. IT Matters is a subscription service that we offer for any executive in the golf industry, helps them to get current and stay current on the information technology products, services, and best practices in the industry. We do a lot of research, a lot of original research, and that produces data and insights that will help a golf course operator improve their bottom line. So we sell this service. It includes a weekly podcast for 5 to 15 minutes. You've seen a few of these in the past. It also includes an IT Matters custom consultation session sometime during the year for every subscriber, and also access to our golf IT vendor directory and what we call the IT Matters forum access. It can be purchased online, and here's a QR code to take you there as well. Now we sell this to individual golf course operators, but we think the PGA of America could really leverage this content to upgrade the IT skills of your current members and to also upgrade the IT savvy of the graduates of the PGA University Golf Management programs. There's a real void in this industry for quality education and information on IT, software, and services. There's just I've worked in a lot of industries, and I've not seen one that has the gap that golf has in this area. How might this work? I mean, these are really rough straw man economics, but just to give you an idea of kind of what we think it would take to make a deal work here, we think there are about 20,000 PGA pros in what we'd call the target market for IT Matters. That would be your active professionals, plus the people in the PGA college programs. And let's say 1,000 of them, let's say you wanted to get a site license for 1,000 subscriptions, 5% of those members, that would, we could offer that at a 52% discount from the normal price. That would be $120 per member, and we could spread that across the year in equal monthly amounts. And we just kind of ran some projections if the subscriptions were for 20% or 25% or 50% of the target market. These are really thumb in the air estimates, but I wanted to give you an idea of what we can do here. So we can steeply discount that $250 per subscription if there's a significant volume of subscribers. The site license program could also include customization of that consultation service I mentioned earlier, also an ability for the PGA to influence the podcast topic selection. We do these weekly podcasts. And would also allow you to potentially integrate IT matters into the PGA Continuing Education Credits Program as an incentive for pros to consume this material and to up their game in terms of their ability to manage IT activities within their golf courses. So when IT education becomes a priority for the PGA of America, let's tailor the strawman proposal and get started. We'd be happy to kind of work through the options, and we're small and we can be flexible in terms of how we structure getting started on something. So that's the quick background. I hope this was helpful. Looking forward to meeting you face to face on Tuesday, and won't be long. We'll see you then. Thanks.